Hello and welcome to an episode of Women in Tech, where we interview inspiring women leaders of the AWS Customer and Partner organizations who are not only embracing cloud but also leading the way around diversity and inclusion in their industry. I'm Andrew Cochrane, an AWS Enterprise Solution Architect, and today my guest is from EDF Energy UK, who are an enterprise customer of AWS, and they are Britain's largest generator of zero carbon electricity. Welcome, Hannah.
Hi, I'm Hannah Loebl and I'm Senior Tech Leader of Short-Term Trading in Wholesale Market Services at EDF.
So, Hannah, I'd like to start with getting to know a little bit more about your role that you have currently. What does that entail to be a tech lead or short-term trading?
So it's a whole range of things, really. Anything from something's gone wrong on the trading desk right now and we need to fix it, all the way through to what's the plan kind of 3-4 years ahead, where are we going with trading. So our short-term trading, what we're doing is we're trading electricity and gas on the wholesale market, and it's a 24/7 capability. So we've got shift traders working day and night, and so our software needs to be really resilient and really powerful, and so I have a team of software engineers. We work with both our internal software engineers and our partners, and part of my role, because of my technical background, is to kind of manage all of the software engineering within Wholesale Market Services, just to make sure that we are doing things in the same way, that we're using best practice, and also that our software engineers understand what each other are working on. So if they were wanting to move teams and things like that, they have a good understanding of what's happening kind of throughout the Wholesale Market Services tech area.
Excellent. So a lot of points there that I really want to pick up on today, but let's start with you, and I suppose, how did you get here today? I'd love to hear your story and your career today, if that's okay.
Yeah, so I guess I've always had a kind of tech interest. If I go right back to when I was little, my dad brought home a ZX Spectrum, and I was writing a little bit of code, even when I was kind of 9 or 10, and I was always good at maths, so I just naturally went down the kind of maths and physics route. At university, I then stayed on and did a PhD in theoretical physics, which was basically just coding with the lovely Fortran 77 that probably most people will have forgotten about now. And then I went into what was British Energy at that point as a trading analyst, and just really quickly progressed into just writing code for the trading desk at that point, and then gradually progressed through different roles as a product owner, running IT change for our trading area. Every time we had a Windows upgrade, that kind of came to me to manage, and then ultimately through to running the software engineering team, and then wider to run kind of all of the change for the short-term traders.
Excellent. So a varied career, but definitely tech has been core to that. I suppose most careers have a lot of change and ups and downs. I'd love to talk and kind of maybe should we start with maybe any helping hands along the way, any big successes that really stand out during that time?
Yeah, so I mean, back in British Energy days, as you can imagine, there's not many women in that area, particularly in the tech area. I was very lucky that the manager of the trading overall kind of took me under his wing and saw my potential, and really kind of looked out for me to help me into my next job, that was kind of more .NET coding instead of the kind of VBA and Excel. And then really kind of looking for mentors, looking for those advocates to help me out. A lot of it does come down to just getting a good understanding of the technology that you're working with and the landscape you're working with. I think I was always lucky that I was within, sometimes companies, you have your tech team separate to your business team. And so your tech people maybe don't get a good understanding of why they're doing what they're doing, what's the reason for it. Whereas I was kind of always lucky to be in this tech role, but very much embedded within the business, kind of effectively sat on the end of the trader's desk, almost kind of writing code for them. And that closeness of the technology and the business, I think, is really what what's made it work for me, and then what I've tried to kind of advocate with the team ever since. I want my software engineers to almost be BAs as well, so that they're really just talking to the traders directly, understanding what they want, and then that's the most interesting work then, when you know why you're doing it and you have a relationship directly with your users.
Yeah, definitely. So it sounds like mentoring and kind of that coaching has been a big part, and then now you're providing that to the team that you lead. I suppose with successes, sometimes there's the opposite of that, of maybe some challenges and changes along the way. Have you faced any sort of adversity or difficult times?
Yeah, I think part of the adversity has kind of been myself, kind of having the confidence to go into more of a leadership role. So that took me time. I think I kind of stagnated for a while in the role that I was in, and trying to work out where was I best, able to progress, where was I best able to do the right thing for the company, but also the company do the right thing for me. And even in a company as big as EDF, we're able to influence the kind of the structure. We go through restructures quite often. We've literally just done one now, and if you show the potential of what you can do, then often restructures can work in your favour, and roles can be created that kind of make the most of you. So it's really important, I think, to keep kind of pushing and thinking about what you want, to make sure that your managers know what you're after, what your potential is, but equally don't hold yourself back like I did, and because things are not as difficult as you think they are. Everybody who goes into leadership has to start somewhere and doesn't have all the answers, and so it's just, as I say, don't hold yourself back.
Yeah, excellent advice, definitely for anyone watching. I'd like to take a little shift, and I know kind of you touched on it a little bit there, but I know you're very passionate about diversity and inclusion, and one of the areas which you've been growing across EDF has been building schemes that really help with that. Can you talk to us, I suppose, your role there and what EDF offer and are doing in this space?
Yeah, so we have a number of graduate schemes at EDF, through from engineering in our nuclear side of things, through to the commercial scheme run mostly in our customers' business. But the one that I'm most kind of involved with now is our data and technology graduate scheme. So I'm part of the steering committee for that, and I've been involved with it right from the outset, from about kind of 4 years ago. And for me, it's really been a game changer for our technology capability in EDF, because every year we bring in, it's now 12 graduates every year that join, and they do 4 6-month rotations, kind of all around the different tech areas, not just my area. And so that's created a really powerful network right across, and powerful kind of change through the company. And it's brilliant, because for a while I had a team of 30-something blokes. Those were my software engineers, been there for a while, know their stuff, but we're not really asking questions. We're not thinking about doing things in a different way. And now every 6 months I get 4 new people into the team with diverse background, male, female, different ethnic diversity, different things that they learned at university. They've also then gone through other teams in EDF, so they can bring that knowledge through as well. And it's been, a game changer really for us to have that scheme.
Excellent. And are there any other kind of ways that you try to, I suppose, advertise, encourage, promote people from different backgrounds joining EDF?
One of the other things we do, so EDF is part of a charity that uses that helps people get back into work, so a returners scheme. And so I've had one person last year who joined, one lady joined, and she's now permanently in the team. And we've got another person joining soon as well. So that's another way, maybe people who did technology a while ago and have been out of work for a while, raising a family, but again can come back into the workplace and again bring a different set of thinking and different background in as well, which is helpful.
Excellent. And I mean, I'm lucky enough I get to work with these people alongside you and get to meet all these different backgrounds. Is there anything that you're doing particularly to attract and I suppose showcase to these people from like different backgrounds when you're going to, I don't know, the graduate scheme to go and find graduates for the next cohort?
I mean, we have our data and tech brand on LinkedIn, and we have various blogs and things like that. So there's information out there for people to find out what's it like to work at EDF. You know, how would I feel if I was there? Do I see people like me in the company already? We also have some of our graduates work with a charity called Code Your Future, and go and help underprivileged people learn how to write code. And so we've encouraged people from that area to apply for the scheme as well. So yeah, and then other areas we're looking at apprenticeships now into technology as well. So you don't have to have a degree to come in, because that's obviously the problem with the grad scheme in a way, is that we've got criteria about what people need to do to get onto that. Yeah. So I think we know now that there are areas that we need to focus on, because to get other people in. So as I say, through apprenticeships, and I'm exploring other options with neurodiversity charities, and like I say, through the Women Returners programme. So there's a lot of different avenues that we can use to bring different people in.
Excellent. So I think it's only right that we maybe turn our focus to the technology. Obviously, it's a big part of your career, and also to EDF. Could you kind of give us a bit of an overview of what that looks like today at EDF? What technology we're working with? What's the ecosystem look like at EDF today? Yeah,
so if we focus on the short-term trading desk, as you'll have seen in the office, it looks quite impressive. There's a lot of screens. There's a lot going on. A lot of different applications. The reality is, it runs right from quite old Excel spreadsheets all the way through to our serverless systems that we're building now. Everything's React front end. We use .NET. Everything's on Lambda, because really what we want everything to be serverless. We want everything to be very resilient, because it's got to be running 24/7, and we don't want to be worrying about server reboots and patching and all the rest of those things to interrupt the service. So that's definitely where we're going, but we can't necessarily do everything all at once, because we're always implementing new things as well for new products and services that our commercial team is selling.
So, and you spoke to it a little bit earlier, but there's the technology, but you're also supporting with kind of that business relationship engagement, like you say, being business analysts. Is that a big part to most functions within short-term trading and the tech team?
Yeah, really, with the tech team, the way that we have it now, we've split it so that there's a person like me in charge of each part of the different areas of the business that we have in wholesale market services. So for me, it's the short-term trading part, and then there's another person that looks after our longer-term trading. So whether we're trading out, 2 years, 3 years ahead, and then another person who's looking after our commercial team, where they're looking at doing new deals, new products. And so those people are perhaps slightly less tech focused than me, but would still be very much business focused, understand the customer, understand what it is that they want, run the change teams. And our change teams are Scrum Masters, BAs, software engineers, QAs, and set up in product teams that are aligned with the different parts that we look after. So for me, it's short-term trading, which is actually 3 areas. So we've got our 24/7 shift desk, then we've got another desk that trades the kind of day-ahead market, and then we've got another team that do all of the analysis of the markets to inform the traders about what they need to do. And so it's actually effectively 3 product teams working with these different areas, and so our software engineers would have slightly different focus depending on which team they're working with.
Excellent. So they get to work with the team, really understand their customers, and then come and build with some of the technologies that you spoke about to go and build those new solutions. Excellent. So just thinking about wrapping this up, and I think one of the areas that I'm always really keen to understand is, if we were to go back to Hannah when she was starting her career all those years ago, what words of wisdom or advice would you give to yourself that we can share with anyone watching?
Yeah, I think looking back, I think I picked the right area to work in. Energy is just so interesting. It's something that we don't really think about it. You just go and you just switch the light on, and you have no idea. Most people have no idea how complicated it is to make that work. I think people now are thinking about it a bit more. Like I personally have recently refurbished my house, and I've got solar panels on my garage. I've got a house battery. I've got an electric car. So I'm not just working in the company that does this stuff. I personally have got really interested in it, and I've got pretty much a net zero home. And I think other people are really getting into that now and learning about that. And so, yeah, as I say, really good industry to be in. But I think, yeah, if I go back and say to myself, it's just really to be just a bit braver, I think, and just go out there and grab hold of some of the opportunities that I perhaps let go as I went along. But to be honest, I'm really happy where I am now. The job that I've got is really interesting. I've stayed in EDF, all this time, and I've always been in that trading area because for me, I think it's the best bit. It's the most interesting bit. We're in the middle of everything. We learn about so much. I know about wind farms. I know about grid scale batteries. I know about the retail business and the nuclear generation side because we kind of see all of that in the area that we're in, and then plus, all of the tech side of things as well.
Excellent. So follow your passions,
Yeah.
be brave and bold and believe in yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. That's a brilliant story. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Cool. Thank you.